Hello, I'm going to be doing another reading. This is actually one of my favorite stories to read so far, and I'm really excited to put this out there. I hope you're entertained, and that's all I'm looking for, as long as you're entertained. And after this, I will be going to explain the story. You can watch that too if you really want some answers, or you want to see me try to answer some things and have your own questions, and I'll do it again. Hope you're entertained. Excuse the fire alarm. I don't know if I said that, but I can't do anything about that. Alright, thank you. The opening scene, Chapter 1. He woke in the forest, gun in hand, the shadow of his hat hiding his face. Where else would he be? He didn't belong anywhere else, and he couldn't possibly leave either. If you were here for the years he's been, you'd understand. If the sun grilled your skin as much as it has done to him, you would understand. He listened for any kind of sound, most nights his fingers itching for a movement, not quite shooting anything that moves, for nothing moves anymore. Nothing. Save for the occasional gust of wind and memories left long ago, nothing moved, and if something did move, if you did hear the sound of an unmistakable footstep, the crunch of a leaf or a breath whispered deeply behind you, then you were surely dead. Don't be ashamed, as many others are dead too, but not him. No, he waits for it. He goes nowhere except for the occasional drink of water or food. He observes and makes sure you rest in the same place twice. You'll see a journal by his foot, a document of what he ate, when he slept, if he did it all, and more. If he didn't keep count, he'd surely die. He would have taken him days ago, but he won't let it. Not while he still has the choice to live. No, and so he must watch. He must watch until he... Chapter 2. He woke in the forest, gun in hand, the shadow of his hat hiding his face. Where was he? He didn't belong here, though he didn't belong anywhere to himself. This was not where he was, not the forest he knew. This one had way taller trees, and the sound of moving water. Plants with so many colors, he almost didn't blink so he didn't miss a single detail. This was not where he was supposed to be. It had surely gotten him, right? He was dead like so many others, and now just a memory. His long hours of waiting now over. This was the day he slipped. His forest a sick afterlife, but beautiful nonetheless. No other thoughts came to mind besides writing this down, and so he reached for his journal. It wasn't there. It wasn't there. It wasn't there. Why wasn't it there? Surely the afterlife replaced him with his things, right? It did so with his hat, his gun, his clothes. Hell, the chair. Where was his journal? It was then he remembered it often moved things. It often shifted people as a trap, like a man will leave food for animals. He was the animal, and it were the man, but he won't fall for that. He couldn't, not while he still had the choice to live. Now he couldn't keep track of the days he slept, when he ate, or what. He'll have to remember to survive, remembering being a lost resource. He knew this wasn't going to end well, but for him, remembering is an old enemy he'd stopped visiting, and now he knocks on his door again, praying for an answer. Chapter 3. He woke in the forest, a gun in hand, the shadow of the trees covered his face. He realized he dropped his hat on the tree in front of him. It wouldn't be hard to get, so he went to... No. He paused, halfway out of his seat, gun still in hand. Did he drop his hat at all? He didn't remember going anywhere, and if he did, he wouldn't drop his hat, would he? If so, why so far? He didn't know, and that was a good thing. And so he sat back down, and suddenly he heard a rustle in the distance. Unmistakable movement, a trap. He angered something, or so he assumed. He looked down, and there was his journal, right by his feet where he had always left it. You would see how clean it is. Somehow he kept it that way. This one was dirty. It almost wasn't his. Like a fool, he picked it up, but no harm came of it. It was empty. Every word and detail of memory gone, save for the hundreds of messages written in mud. Almost got you. A playful joke. Sometimes it played games. It loved a good game, and so did he. Often he played along, but he never moved. Of course, he still wanted to live in the end. He promised to only move for food, water, and the journal. Otherwise, he'd sleep where he's at. He sleeps very little. How could he? Why would anyone expect him to? Chapter 4. He woke in the ruins of the ruins, gun in hand, the shadow of his hat covering his face, as it often does. He was tired. He often is. Though he had recently slept, he often didn't. Nothing was different today. Nothing is. The sun grilled his skin just as painfully as the silence tortured him. It turns out waiting for a noise makes not hearing one just as painful. He couldn't remember much. He often couldn't. It's been days since his journal was ruined. He remembers that much. He can't keep track of anything now, but he knows he's hungry. His stomach growled and his throat dried. He was thirsty too. The sun was growing on him, and not in a good way. In a way where he'd often miss the night, even if he didn't sleep through them. Couldn't get up. He couldn't move, though he often didn't. And so he closed his eyes. He woke, gun barely in hand. The shadow of his hat covered his face, and the bags under his eyes. The only thing strange about this day, he couldn't remember, couldn't think. All he could do was watch and listen for a move, a sound. It was beginning to get excruciating. He was getting impatient. Something should happen. He should move. He should get out of his chair and look for it. Go find it. Stop waiting for it to move and confront it. He figured he was just hungry, and most definitely thirsty. But where was he gonna get food? Where was his food? Where was the water? Where was he? Chapter 6. He woke in the forest, lay flat out in his chair, gun on the floor, and his hat barely hanging on, his stomach begging for food, on its knees at this point. His throat was drying, and his memory of anything was gone. He can only know now. He didn't know much but survival. The only thing he knew by heart was that, and that he was far from the forest. He didn't know where he was now, but he didn't belong here. He didn't belong anymore so long as it was around. He was only tired now. Something was moving behind him, and it was closing in on him. He began to ponder if not moving would save him this time. Could he even move? His gun was on the floor. He didn't remember how, but he knew he needed to reach for it to survive. He would not let it kill him so long as he had the choice to live, and so he moved, reaching for his gun. Chapter 7. He woke in the forest, journal in hand, the shadow of his hat covering his face. The forest was beautiful and the sun was warming. It wasn't silent anymore, but there was no noise, not one that he could hear. He couldn't remember anything. Was he dead? He didn't know. He didn't know he wasn't hungry nor thirsty, and so he continued doing what he usually did, trying to survive, so long as he had the choice to live. If you enjoyed that, I really hope you were entertained. I like that story, and I really love reading it. I like to go back and imagine what it was and all that. It's really fun. It's a really fun and entertaining story. So I hope you were entertained. Thank you for watching.